Some described him as a hard-working man that cared deeply about his family. A Nigerian carer could be spending time in jail. He claimed he is innocent, that racism plays a part in his trial. Sit back as I share the story of a Nigerian carer. If you know anyone that lives in the United Kingdom who is working in health and social care, kindly ensure that they see this video. Henry Oyekwe came to the UK in search of a better life, and he had high hopes when he arrived in the UK. He settled in Belfast in Northern Ireland and registered with the Care Council over there. He was working with dementia patients. A lot of these patients, they do not even know where they are because they are confused due to their condition. Henry was entrusted with a position of trust. The safety and well-being of this patient was entrusted to Henry. Henry was working in an area where, in that care home, there are predominantly more women than men. The African guys that Henry were working with, some of them, they noticed that Henry's interaction with some of the colleagues, the female colleagues, they had concern. It has been reported that one of the guys called Henry, said, "Brother, this will not be Nigeria. Calm down." Henry told him, "You are always afraid, as it has been reported." One fateful day, Henry was working with a female colleague. It was alleged that when Henry was working with his female colleague, something that should not have happened happened. According to a report, Henry allegedly sexually assaulted this colleague. When Henry was confronted, according to the report, Henry initially said, "No, I will never do this kind of thing. I am a man who fears God." The colleague said Henry allegedly sexually assaulted her when she and Henry were working together looking after dementia patient. The colleague alleged that instead of Henry doing what he was paid to do, he decided to leave his work, and he did the unthinkable, according to the colleague. Henry denied the allegation. However, report and based on the investigation we have done, the owners of the house, the care home, they decided to commence investigation. Guess what? There was CCTV in the home. Henry was convicted because the evidence showed that, yes, Henry did what he was alleged to have done. But Henry continues to maintain that he is innocent. He said he has been framed up. He said because he is a black man working in Northern Ireland, he was only being friendly with a colleague, that he never, but the colleague said, "No, you sexually assaulted me at a time when you are supposed to be working, and that has now traumatized me. I am suffering from what has happened." Henry continued to say, I continue to maintain my innocence, because when I moved to the UK, my dream is to come to the UK in search of a better life. I did not come to the UK to come and sexually abuse my colleague. I have made a lot of sacrifices to be where I am today. Why should I throw everything that I've worked so hard for just because of 1 minute of loss? As I speak to you today, Henry has been suspended by the Care Council in Northern Ireland. He continued to say he's going to fight the case and he intends to appeal the case. Sadly, as this is going on today, Henry, because of the seriousness of the allegation, he cannot work. And if Henry doesn't have permanent resident in the UK, it means that he will not be able to access any benefit. Can you imagine what Henry and this girl, what the two of them are going through today? This is not an isolated incident. Recently, there's this Nigerian brother who is currently serving time in jail. In the case of this brother, he was convicted for kissing. While at work, he decided to kiss a vulnerable patient that he was responsible for caring for. He kissed that patient. There's a case of another Nigerian who is currently serving 5 years in jail for sexual assault. Just this evening, the governor of Lagos State's wife raised alarm about the increasing cases of rape and drug use in Lagos State in Nigeria. She is saying that a lot of young men in Nigeria, they think there is no accountability. They can take the laws into their hands and sexually molest women, especially when they are under the influence. So the question that a lot of people are asking is that, what is wrong with our society? Why some people have said recently, one of the highest ranking traditional ruler in Yoruba land gave chieftaincy title, although he denies giving the guy title. But he hosted somebody who was convicted for sexually molesting a young child, and he gave this person audience in his palace, and there are reports that he gave this person a car. The fact that somebody in such position of authority in society could be seen with a man who went to prison for sexually abusing a child, a young person, that sends signal that such behavior is condoned in society. Can you imagine the King of England hosting a pedophile who has just served years in prison? It is incomprehensible. It will never happen. So the question I'm asking is that why we believe that it is possible that Henry's account may be correct, because he continues to say that racism has played a part in this trial, that he's innocent. But the reality is that this brother could be going in for a long time. There are valuable lessons that a lot of people can learn from the case of this Henry. Number one, when you work in a place where you're working with female colleagues, make sure you do not put yourself in a position where you could be accused of doing something. You have to be able to maintain professional boundary. You're there to work. You're not there to socialize. You have to be very, very careful. The saddest part of this story is that there is an innocent woman who could be traumatized because of the experience that she claimed that she's experienced in the hands of Henry. The question I'm asking is that, do you think that Henry, if he is accused of what he is been accused of in Nigeria, is there any accountability? Why do you think a lot of people move abroad and they end up in prison for sexual offenses? Is it cultural? Is it to do with life experience, social factors? Let me know what your views are in the comment section. If you know anyone that will benefit from this story, kindly ensure that they see the story. This is the face of Henry, and he continued to maintain innocence, as I said, throughout the story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Peace and love. I'll see you soon.